Okay, so over here in the breeding shed, this is Limey, and his marine is sitting on 6 eggs that are definitely fertile. Here's how you tell basically is infertile eggs stay yellow. When you shine a light through them, even just from a regular flashlight, the egg glows yellow and has no dark spots in it. And a lot of times they'll be clear on one end because they're drying out. But if an egg is fertile and it's developing, especially if it's past about the first week, the whole thing will appear solid and you won't see anything shining through it at all. In the earlier stages, it'll shine pink instead of yellow because the blood vessels are forming in there. So anyway, these guys have a fully operating nest. Let's see when our hatch date is. Looks like first hatch is due on the 17th, and Sprite and Fluffy here have a full nest, and their first egg is due on the 19th. Their first chick is due on the 19th. So we have just a few days to go before something ought to start happening. I had just brought in Stratus and Hyacinth, and they are, looking like they're serious, so I went ahead and brought them back in again. I brought in, these are some other pairs that were just sitting out waiting for something to happen. This is Laurel, and she's the green female, and the male is Vistus. He is a Texas clear body. So they will have Texas clear body daughters and split sons. They're both opalines, so it's going to be a part of the clear body strain that carries opaline babies. All their babies will be opaline. Do you see him warbling and talking at her? They've met before, for a few days in a holding cage, but that's it, so they're pretty new. And this is definitely thinks she's a pretty girl. See him shaking his head at her and warbling and talking, and she chases him off, and then he's getting her attention, and she thinks he's a bit of a nuisance, but she'll decide he's okay pretty soon. And this is a proven pair. This is Royal and Matilda. My goal with these two is that both of these birds are very small. Royal's really small. Matilda has grown bigger. So you can tell which one the girl is. So my goal with these two is basically I want to breed them because I think that it's possible for them to throw a really good-sized, well-marked chick, even though they aren't. Because when they were growing and younger, they got their growth stunted by sicknesses that I didn't know my flock had. So my goal for these two is I'm going to breed them one more time. I've bred them once before. Get as many chicks out of them as I can and pick the one or two that is the biggest with the best markings and then move on. So after this breeding, I will pick out their best chicks, and then I will let these two go as a bonded pair. Probably as pets, because Royal is very tame. Matilda not so much, but she's not scared of people either. So that's the goal with these two. This is Cinnamon and Hardy. Cinnamon is the female. She is she's probably 2.5 years old by now. She's one that rejected a lot of males before I knew that she had air sac mites. So she's all cleared up and everything, and I've just introduced her to Hardy here. She is a cinnamon opaline, and Hardy is just a normal gray-green. She's a gray-green cinnamon opaline, and Hardy's a normal gray-green. Now, cinnamon and opaline are both sex-linked traits, so none of their babies are going to be cinnamon opalines, and that's fine with me. What I'm looking for out of this pair is just a nicely marked baby of some decent size that's a normal, because you need normals to perpetuate a lot of the the recessives. You need normals to outbreed them to in order to make the rare mutations more viable. So that's what I'm looking for these two. And again, it's a one and done pair. I'm looking to breed them, and then I will take the best that they have to offer and pass them on as a bonded pair. So that's what I'm doing with them. So we have 4 new pairs in here. That's Cinnamon and Hardy, Royal and Matilda, Laurel and Vistus, and Hyacinth and Stratus. And then we have our 2 pair that are going to start giving us babies here anytime now. So I have 6 vacant cages, and I'm holding them open. I'm going to bring back the pairs that were in here that hadn't bred yet in about a week or 10 days. That would be Bubba and Breezy, Rocky and Random, and there's a 3rd one. Oh, and Gidget and Dusty. So I'll bring them back in because they aren't spent because they didn't lay eggs. So I'm going to get them off the calcium, let their the females' blood calcium levels stabilize, let the males get it, stabilized in their bloodstreams as well. They're not sick anymore because they were treated in place. So I'll breed them in and get them started. And then the last few are for birds that actually did lay a whole nest of eggs, and I'm going to let them rest. And probably not bring them in for at least a couple of weeks. I'll give them a little calcium supplement here and there, not full strength, and just let them rest and play a little before I bring them back in again. So we'll see what happens. A little setback. Hey, at least it's not around health. If it was me giving them something that made them not fertile, be it the medication or the or too much calcium or whatever, that's an easy fix. I just have to not do that this time. Okay, that's it.